Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are in the shop today. It's sunny out, but it's like minus 25. So what's that, minus 12, 13 Fahrenheit. So it's a bit chilly out. And it's a bit chilly in here, but the heat's on. So I think we're gonna do a little more on the Farmall. I'm thinking we'll pop the hood off again. We'll take the generator out and see if we can't rebuild that, repaint it. And we gotta drain the rad and replace the rad. So I'll show you what we got. So we ordered this on Amazon. Just a replacement radiator. So it's all nice and black. Comes with the factory cork gasket. And that should be just what we ordered. As you can see, this one's seen some time at the bottom. It's weeping at the bottom. And it's just a bit crushed. The screws they put in on the side of the hood up here, right there, goes through and they went into the rad. And they crushed the outer core a little bit. So I think it was only 260 bucks or something for a new one. And I figured this one's 70 plus years old. We might as well just replace it. And they're pretty simple too, since the hood's off already. And this one's been cobbled up here a bit. That tube is no longer attached. It's not the right tube. They cut the hood out further. So that's unfortunate, but that's farmers. See our new fuel bowl. Yeah, so that is our rad drain plug. So we'll just, what's that, a 5/8? No, not a 5/8. It's an 11/16. All right, here we go. Oh, there, that's coming. We'll let that drip drain. This is the generator here. So I think it needs new brushes so it's not charging. So we just need to loosen this bolt. Loosen that bolt nut at the bottom. The same at the back there. And we got two connections, so we'll just quickly rip that off. Alright, so these are 7/16 at the top. When you're in the getting it running stage, I like to soak everything down with a penetrating fluid. So I use like a Crown is the good stuff up here. The Crown in the blue bottle. So it's a penetrant. Works really good, and then it keeps bolts coming out kind of like that. Nice and easy. Alright, now we just need to try to jimmy this belt off. It's a factory IH belt. And it should pop out. Look at that. Alright. Now we'll clean this up and see what we're getting into. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Those are the old carb parts. Fuel filter. Let's put those in a Ziploc. One thing you always save on is carburetor parts. Those are scrap. Alright. Let's take this end cap off. I'd imagine this is just a bearing. It shouldn't be holding it in, but you never know. Okay, that's the bushing, I assume. Well, there that comes. Oh, that came apart. So there's a little, I don't know if you can see it. There's like a felt thing in there. So this is where the oil, you squirt the oil in this little flapper. It soaks into that rope, and that in turn oils that little bushing there. So that's pretty interesting. Our brushes don't look terrible. Okay, so we need to get that nut off, and we need to get this off. It's like a piece of cardboard. So there's a brush, and there's the other two brushes. So you can kind of fix them from out here, I guess, in the field. And now we'll see if that comes out. Beautiful. Yeah, that looks all intact still. Just blow that out. Magnets still look good. Not chipped or broken. We'll just clean that up. We can give it a quick paint job. And our brushes. So this is the rebuild kit. Comes with the bronze bushing, the bearing. So bearing should be on this side, I assume. Bushing is on the far side, or on this side here. And then the 3 brushes. So this is a brush. And that's the one that was in it, so they're not terrible, actually. So there's 4, looks like 3 screws holding this brush plate on. We'll pull that off. And the screws are in a way that this plate can only be put on one way. And then we'll be able to knock this brass bushing out, put the new one in, clean it up, give it a little paint, and pull this apart. And voila. And this case can only go on one way too. There's a dowel pin, so we're all right there. 15/16. Let's see if this works. Oh, like nothing. Now we gotta try to get this pulley off. Comes. Nice. I was surprised that wasn't as seized in there. There it comes. Looks like a standard key. I should have one. Now it should slide out. A few love taps maybe. Perfect. The armature looks all right. No real burnt wires. We'll just clean it up a bit. I think we're good. We'll just clean this all up, paint it, put new brushes in, then I'll show you when it's back together. Alright, so we got some paint drying on the generator. We're gonna start getting this rad off. Then by the time we get this replaced, I think we'll be able to put the generator back on. So we gotta remove the shroud, which previous guy who restored the tractor used just a bunch of house screws, and to mount the bottom of these hood brackets they used roofing screws. So we gotta retap these bottom holes, fix them. There's a stripped one on the other side here. On this side here, there's a stripped one right there. But easy enough. And these are the bolts that are too long. You can see where they went in the rad. And that's where it was broken at the top. Don't even think that's the factory hose. You see more roofing screws. Who uses roofing screws to put stuff together on a tractor? I think we should probably replace that gasket up there. We'll just make one. It'll be quick and easy to do since that will be off. Oh, there's one correct screw on here. What do you imagine that? Good. Alright, so it's just a couple brackets. Set them to the side. Then you got your side supports. No cracks or nothing, so that's good. If you don't have a pick or nothing for a hose, just use the other end of a chainsaw file or something. Ta-da! As you can see, it's not in the best shape. Especially on the bottom. Down in here doesn't look the nicest. Ugh. Alright, let's get this cleaned out. Get this gasket off. And then we're gonna have to flush this thing a few times, I think. Look at this. That's gross. Must be the inside of that rad or something. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get this cleaned off, get it flushed out, and then we'll show you getting the new one on here. Alright, gasket surface is prepped. Now we'll just clean on the inside a bit. And as you can see, this gasket's a bit worn. So let's clean this up a bit, and then I think we'll have to do a flush or two in the summertime, but and like that, we got a gasket. Beautiful. That'll work. So let's go put this on. Let's make sure those holes are clean, and we'll get this new rad slapped in. All right. Come on. This gasket's better than the one that was on there, so. Can't be too bad. It's a little off, it looks like. That should be fine. As long as these ones aren't too far off. Okay, those are all torqued to 36.5 foot-pounds. Now we'll just tighten the hose clamp, if I can find my screwdriver. Right here. Right here. Let's see if that leaks. Doesn't look like it's on all the way correct. So we're all tight at the bottom. Hose clamps are tight. Should double check this one here. Coolant horn is tight. Let's add a little bit of coolant, see if we got any leaks. It's not magnetic, so must be copper or whatever that is, brass. Is copper magnetic? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, coolant. Did you guys tighten the drain plug? I don't know if I did. I don't hear it coming on the ground yet, so we must have. They take a lot of coolant because there's no thermostat. It's just a siphon system, they call it. Wait for the paint to dry on the generator and we'll throw that back on. So there was a bearing in this kit for up here, but the one in it was fine, and the one in it says made in the USA. This one says made in China, so I think I'll stick with the one that was in it. It's still, I just cleaned it up. There's no play on it, so we should be all right. Like a glove, like a glove. Hoo. Just need to tighten the end nut and then we'll slap it on. Hopefully it works. All right. So we got all of the grounding points cleaned up. Put some dielectric grease on them. All right, battery line. Let's just hook this battery up. We'll run it without the cap, I think, for now. We need to polarize this. So this usually scares me every time, but we'll see what we can do. There, should be polarized. Alright, battery voltage as of right now is 6.34. So let's see if this tractor still runs. Oil, check. Alright, choke. And starter. Contact. Sounds good. Nothing. Alright, so we were 50% successful. Looks like the radiator's not leaking. We got some coming out the overflow tube, so we'll see where it settles out at. It might just be this cheap cap, but we'll see. But the generator is not generating. So it could be the armature in there. It looks fine, but it's probably not fine. So at least it looks good on there. We might just have to put the battery on a charger once a week or something. Just with the standalone battery charger. Then that way, because the only thing this battery is running is the coil really, and lights, but I won't be working in the nighttime with this thing, so I think the battery should last a week at least, and then we'll just put it on a charge when it's getting low. And then we'll keep an eye out. Maybe I'll call a local starter guy, see if he can rebuild that armature or not, maybe. I don't know. But at least the rad is all fixed. So in the next Farmall video, we can finish up the fuel tank. We'll put it on here, because I think I'm done in here for this year. So we can put the hood back on, hook the fuel line all up like it should be, get rid of this tank right here. Then we'll put some gas in it and go for a first test ride, see how it drives around the track. So if you like seeing this Farmall stuff, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below here. Give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.